Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Sure is. How we doing, folks?
It is. We are hot
we're
off.
Here. I'm
a 4-day weekend.
I'm
Or
4 days. Did you get 4 days?
No.
I got 3 days.
I don't know what time is anymore. I became salary.
You became
and now I'm like, I don't know what time is. I don't know where any of the time goes. It's all gone.
Time just goes out the window, sir.
It's like Hootie said.
Hootie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you punish me?
What is
like
it?
The waves crashing into the shore, washing away my dreams. It's a dark song.
I was gonna say, did you want to talk about stuff tonight? Like, what do you got? What do you got going on?
I've just been listening to a lot of Hootie.
Just okay. Nothing wrong with Hootie.
Yeah, it blows and everything. So, folks, we are fresh off the Memorial Day weekend, and I know that some of you maybe you had a cookout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Threw some shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, as
it were. Does Australia celebrate Memorial Day?
No, because it is an American holiday.
Yeah, but isn't it like how Canada has Thanksgiving? Like they just kind of copy it.
Well, I mean, they can be thankful.
Well, who isn't?
Well, some people aren't thankful.
That's true, and they're real bitches.
They're real sons of bitches.
Right.
Be thankful for once in your life. Be happy with what you got.
I like how Canada took Thanksgiving from us.
Okay.
But
we took Thanksgiving from the Native Americans.
Well, no, that was a shared experience from what I understand. That's from what history tells me.
It's that public education.
That public education.
Yep.
Canada is in North America.
I mean, she's right. I see where she's going with this.
Yeah.
I feel like, we were clearly going in a direction that we normally go in. But no, yes, Christy, you are correct.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I was just going to say we could do Boxing Day.
We could do
can we do Boxing Day?
I mean,
I feel like that's a great holiday.
We may as well.
Right?
I
feel like that should be a real tradition.
What what is Boxing Day anyways?
You don't know what Boxing Day is?
I think I know, but I'm not sure.
It's a day when you get rid of all your shit.
I don't know that I've ever really understood the point of Boxing Day.
It's like a goodwill day. It's like everybody backs up their old shit because they just got new shit.
Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated after Christmas Day, occurring on the second. Okay, throughout. You're not telling me. What is the point of Boxing Day? Traditionally, a day for servants, a day where they receive a special Christmas box from their masters. That's what the internet is telling us right now.
We're on fire.
This is... Fuck. This is... I'm surprised I'm surprised America doesn't celebrate this holiday.
Fuck.
Does
everybody have a Memorial Day though?
I don't know, maybe. Let's see, what other countries...
We're going to learn something here tonight, folks.
Right. Memorial Day. I mean, I'm sure they have different days.
Right. Well, it's not the same day, I'm sure.
Does UK celebrate Memorial Day? They don't. Does Australia have a Memorial Day? They have a National Day of Remembrance.
There we go.
Okay, but when is it though?
Look at that.
That's the thing. It is.
I nailed that one.
It is in April 25th. They have a day for remembrance.
Sure.
What about Germany? We don't need to learn about Germany's memorial. I mean,
they lost that right.
So what's going on with you?
So
how was your weekend?
The whole point of this.
Enough of the Germans. Let's talk about you.
What a segue. Yeah, so I celebrated Memorial Day. Did
Yeah.
you?
We hung out.
Okay.
It's got to be a little bit of a rough weekend. It was a little under the weather. So we just kind of hung out around the house, watched some Stranger Things, season 4. Got some pizza. Just it was a long couch holiday.
Oh wait, isn't that you got Netflix back up?
I mean, it's not our Netflix. I mean, like we have a hookup.
You got that Netflix?
I don't have that Netflix. You got. I mean, you got to talk to the boss. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to talk to the boss on that one. That ain't me.
Is Stranger Things now that thing with the 20-somethings are acting like teens?
You know what? Well, here's the thing. To be fair, most of the cast is still like within that late teens, like super early 20s range.
Right.
So it's like kind of believable. It's
okay.
Because you can't have a bunch of like 15-year-olds running around doing some of the stuff they're doing. But there was a guy. Yeah. There's a guy on the show who I'm like, that motherfucker is 36. and he is playing a senior in high school. And I'm like, I don't know about that one. And he's actually like 27.
Like Ben Affleck in Dazed and Confused. You're like, Jesus Christ, man.
No, well, Ben Affleck's character in Dazed and Confused was just held back like a decade, so it made sense.
That's true. It was in the
So he looked the part. But this dude, I was like, that guy could run for president if he wanted to. Just on looks alone, like at least state senator he could be.
Sure, yeah.
But he actually turned out to be like 27 in real life, and I was like, still, I know. I look back at what I looked like senior year of high school.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, that is a child.
Oh yeah.
I see these kids playing teenagers today. And I'm like, you have a 401k. You shouldn't be doing this. Like you have benefits. You have a house. You have
life insurance.
Life insurance. You're too old to be here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's kind of how I feel.
So there's a little of that. There's
a little of that. Great start to the season though. I will say.
Okay.
Part one dropped. Part 2 comes out in a month.
Okay.
So so if you don't get the chance to watch it right away, I think you'll be fine. I would say though that this is probably the best season they've put out since the first.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
It was a little slow for me. I've been going through a weird TV phase as of late where things have been a little bit slower for me and I'm just like grumpy and not interested. But, as it went on, I was like, hey, you know what? This has actually got some good stuff in it. So it was a pleasant watching experience.
All right.
The episodes are also like an hour and a half long too. So I was like, come on. Like I got things to do.
Got things to do. That's a commitment.
Yeah.
Blakely in the chat. Ooh, we should all post our senior pictures. I didn't get senior pictures done.
Do you have a picture from senior year?
No, I was. It's one of the like senior pictures. You had to submit your picture.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, "We're not gonna pay for that."
But then the school still did pictures though.
I don't remember.
Anyway, so what'd you do this weekend?
So this weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend, and it was the 1-year anniversary for the Sunset Music Festival that I went to. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time, but like last year was my first year.
Last year was your
first
year.
1-year anniversary.
The anniversary, so hey.
That's what we're doing.
Number 2.
Chrissy, I really like the season so far. Looking forward to the next half. Okay, well, all right. Well, maybe, if I can get some of that good password, maybe we'll check it out.
I'm not the guy to talk to.
So we went back to the Sunset Music Festival.
Yeah.
And folks, if you don't know what that's like, there is a goddamn video on this channel of last year's Sunset Music Festival,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not to be missed. It's an experience.
Dope.
So we decided to go back, and
I've never been.
this year it was a 3-day festival,
Mm-hmm.
where all previous years it was a 2-day festival. So everyone's like, "Arr, extra day," kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we were all like, extra day kind of thing. But like, everyone's also like, it's Memorial Day weekend, like we don't want to go all 3 days.
Go for
You
2.
know,
Get that third day of rest.
get that, get that, and it's one of those things where like we were ready to go,
Right.
Because the kids were going with grandma
There you go.
for the weekend, so
Yep.
it was like it was me and the wife, and we didn't want to fucking get that.
Yeah.
So like we're going, we're gonna go. I mean, it's not my scene per se, but like we're gonna go and we're gonna do the thing. There's
Yeah.
gonna be lots of lights, as you've seen in the previous video.
Sure.
Go check it out if you haven't. So, but our friends weren't all going all 3 days. So, the first day, which was Friday, we went by ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and we go there. But the festival started at 4 and goes to midnight. But your boy had to work. Okay, your boy had to work. So yeah, work. And then the kids was also the last day of school at the same time, and they had a half day. So the kids get off from school half day. Everyone's excited. No more school. Fucking Alice Cooper, relevant songs. So we have to take them to Blakely's mom's house, which is an hour and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in the car, we load everybody up, we drive an hour and a half. Except it wasn't an hour and a half, because it's fucking Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It was 2.5 hours to get there because of the goddamn traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.5 hours there, an hour and a half back to get ready to drive to this thing, which is an hour away. Okay? I spent $60 in gas just to be able to get to this
In this
fucking
economy? Jeez.
thing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Can we do something about the gas? I don't know what. This is worse than Bush. Like, the fuck? And back then, I had to have a part-time job just to afford gas to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out, guys. But anyway, get to the festival at 9 o'clock at night. We get there, we walk around, we see the last headliner, and then we're like, okay, well, that was fun. Can't wait for the rest of the weekend. And the rest of the weekend we're staying at our friend's house, who are much closer than we are to the festival. So we're like, yeah, we're going with friends. This is gonna be really exciting. We had this and the other thing, and the girls really like to dress up for this thing. So like, they're excited and they're gonna wear all sorts of outfits. And Blakely's made stuff for this and the whole thing. And day 2 comes along. We're all getting ready, and we all leave, and everyone's having a good time getting there. And we get there somewhere around 9 o'clock the next evening.
Wait,
Even though it's been going on all day.
Wait, you showed up at 9 o'clock both days?
Yeah. We showed up late, like both days.
Okay.
And then we get there, and then I'm looking around, and I'm like, man,
Wait,
like,
what time did this event start?
Oh, like 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
But like, you don't want to go during the day because of the goddamn sun.
Sure.
Like, you'll burn your ass off.
Okay.
If you're there for the entire day. So
How
like,
long
you
does it
really
go
do
for?
want to go later. It goes till midnight.
Okay.
So like, it's still like 4 hours or so that you get.
I mean, I guess.
Math, Christy, check it. I don't know. So, so we get there, and I'm looking around. I'm like, man, they've really scaled back a lot. Like a lot. Like, where I'm noticing where like they scaled back on like production. They scaled back on like lights and monitors and things to do and see. And I'm like, I would have taken the 2 days with the full fucking gimmick. versus a 3-day where I'm just kind of like, okay, you're cutting costs to make up for the third
Gotcha.
day kind of thing. And so, like, everybody has a good time. Meet up with other friends that are there. Everybody's having a good time. Go back. Everybody's hanging out, having fun. And then the next day, we're like, we don't want to go. We're like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, it's Sunday. And then one of our buddies is like, hey, I know this. One of our buddies is a lawyer, and he happens to have this apartment on St. Pete Beach. And he's like, hey, come over for a cookout. We're like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So we go, we have a cookout on the beach, and we're hanging out. And it is more fun than we had at either of the days of the festival of just hanging out.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Relaxing. With and it goes to show you, folks, this is the goddamn moral of the story. It is not what you do in this world. It is the people that you are around.
Look at that.
That makes the good time.
Look at that.
There it is.
Look at that.
Boom.
Solid advice.
Mm-hmm. So you gonna enlighten the people with anything?
What's up?
Any words of wisdom?
Tuck your chin. That's all I got.
Okay. Well.
But no, I mean, yeah, but like that's good, you know, because yeah.
Oh, the other thing too. Now you guys, you and Christy, have discovered the greatest thing to bring to a party.
Yes.
Which is you just go through McDonald's.
Yep.
You get a whole bag of
shitload
fries.
of large fries. Yeah.
Right. We have discovered the greatest dessert to bring to a party.
Okay.
Cause your boy don't fuck around. All right. Now, who here doesn't like a Rice Krispie treat?
Are you about to bumble through that Rice Krispie recipe again?
Because your boy made the s'mores. Rice Krispie. Well, I didn't. Blakely did.
Okay.
But like, and she didn't make. Like, I helped. I poured some shit in and stuff. But like, we made that for everybody.
Yeah.
And unanimously, everybody said it's the greatest thing they've ever eaten.
Well, sure. I mean, it's Rice Krispies and s'mores. It's two of the greatest things in the world.
And for those of you that did not listen to Thursday's show, what we're talking about...
We have 45 minutes left.
I'm not going to do the whole thing.
Okay.
All you need is a box of Golden Grams, the mini marshmallows, and the goddamn, not chocolate chips. Don't be a fucking asshole. The chocolate chunks.
Chocolate chunks.
And you fucking make all that shit. You put it together. God damn it. This is the greatest thing you've ever eeten.
There's no Rice Krispies in that.
Well, it's like a Rice Krispie.
Oh,
it's near the In-N-Out burger.
It's. I got you. Okay. That's fair. But yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
yeah, I don't know how to get
here last week.
I don't know how to get. I wasn't here last week. I was sick last week. We were supposed to do a thing that we talked about the week before. Now Christy's throwing in. She thought butter was involved. We're not getting into the butter.
Oh. No, there was butter. My apologies. There was a specified amount of butter. I don't remember.
Okay.
So there you go.
But yeah, we were supposed to do a thing last week, but I had a cold, I had the sniffles, and I had the sleepies. So I blew my nose and I took a nap. But the previous week, we got in heavy on a discussion about favorite movies, which spawned the idea of, hey, we should talk about our favorite movies on air and put some lists together of our top 10 favorite movies and then judge the shit out of them and judge the other person realistically, because I feel like that's what's going to happen here.
No, that's what this is really
Yeah,
about.
like really, this is just a ploy for us to like learn about one another, and then like just prod at them.
I don't know what you're doing there. But I will say, once again on this show, if we've not learned anything on this show, it's don't endorse anything. Okay? Because as soon as we talked about our top 5 favorite movies,
Yeah,
your boy watched Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
bro.
And what the fuck, man? That movie is phenomenal.
I okay. Let's start here. I was not sure what to expect. I mean, I had a little bit of an idea because of who was involved.
Sure.
So I was like, there's going to be some shenanigans. I was not anticipating the level and the depth that they went to in order to make that fucking movie. That movie, number one, is not a movie for kids.
No.
Not that it's necessarily like inappropriate for kids. I mean, it's still like a PG movie. Kids could watch it. But I know if my nephews watch that movie, they would be bored out of their mind. I mean, yeah, they would be bored out of their mind. Because there are only references to things that we enjoy.
Oh, yes. It was made for us
100%.
specifically.
Bergman, we're not getting into that Honey Bear movie just yet.
Oh.
Have you heard about this?
Oh, fuck yeah, have I heard about it.
I'm intrigued.
God, you know what? The Pooh Bear is scary.
The Pooh Bear is scary?
In the photos, it is scary.
It's a bit spooky, yeah. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, somebody is going out of their way to do a reimagining of Winnie the Pooh as a horror film, slasher style, I think. Because technically Winnie the Pooh is public domain, but like certain characterizations of it, I believe.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, like Disney, I think owns a specific image for Winnie the Pooh. They don't own like people can still produce.
I don't know. They're about to fucking lose Mickey Mouse, so like what the fuck?
I don't know.
That's about to go into public domain.
But yeah, I feel like I got a double header of that with Christopher Robin. Like start with Christopher Robin because like I still haven't seen that yet. Get like really teary eyed.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
It's fucked up.
I know.
It's a real depressing movie.
I know, and that's why like I kind of want to like get really sad and introspective and like reflect on my life, and then watch this movie and just be like, maybe it's not so bad.
You should do a triple header. You should do The Phantom Menace, then do Christopher Robin, and then do this one. It'll be a whole sequence of events.
Okay, that's okay. Weird. But yeah, this Chip and Dale movie. And I got like light spoilers if you haven't seen it already, because
if you haven't seen it,
there are some stuff. I mean, like it's one of those movies I feel like you can't really spoil per se because it's like
there's
there's
so many Easter eggs.
There are so many Easter eggs to it that when I mean, like we were texting you and Blakely during the movie. And I was like 2 minutes in. This is the greatest fucking movie because they're using Tenacious D as as an opening credit song. The cameos run deep.
So deep.
Some of which I'm like, how did they pull that off?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like that character should not be in this movie. That character definitely should not be in this movie. They had DJ Scat Cat or MC Scat Cat.
MC Scat Cat.
Like, no 4-year-old is gonna understand what's happening.
No.
But I thought, you know what? I thought it was a good time. It was it was a good way to spend an evening, and also low key a slight sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Slight.
I think people are putting it all within the same universe. So,
I mean, Roger Rabbit was in the movie, So
I didn't see him.
no, he was in the movie.
I know the Dip was, because the Dip is what
The,
clued me in on it.
the Dip was in the movie, and then when they were going through like the height of like they're doing like the montage of the
That like
90s
opening,
hype of it.
yeah.
Yeah, he was in there.
Okay, I made
where they partied with Raj.
there were so many things going on there. Like I may have just blacked out and missed that real quick. And then the balls, the absolute balls they had on them to put in that fucking Sonic.
Oh,
Like that's just mainlining right there. That like they know who their audience is. They know who's gonna watch this. Dance sequence at the disco, like 5 minutes, and I figured that's where it probably was.
and I fucking love so goddamn much, like it that what happens to these characters is that they end up being on the convention circuit.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hawking
Yeah.
8x10s.
It's so
and
good.
Just like that's so fucking real life.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh man. Like everything just felt so well put together. I mean, obviously it was going to be a little meta, but like they really hit it in a way where it just felt I don't want to say like organic, but like kind of organic, it just like everything just came off natural, which is weird.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like you believe that universe exists. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like it's such a plausible thing.
Yeah, because you're like, of course these characters would be hitting convention circuits and trying to get like, ride along reality TV shows produced. Like absolutely.
Right. Of course.
Yeah. But yeah.
So it's a phenomenal time. Go watch it if you haven't yet.
Yep.
It's,
I think it flipped Christy because I feel like she was a non-believer at first. And then
of how great it was?
Of how great it could be. And then afterwards we were both like, that movie should not have been as good as it was.
That's true.
It's
true.
And you know what? I appreciate movies like that. I appreciate a movie that when I see a preview for it, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And then when I begrudgingly watch it, I go, you know what? I had a really fun time.
Really fun time.
Really good time.
Very, very
Very
fun
good time.
So now we're going to get into a really fun time.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. You technology fuck. Now, we initially went through our top 5 favorite
Top
movies.
5. Yeah.
No particular order.
No particular order.
Now, did you change any of those?
So
when going through this list.
all of the movies I said the other week are still on this list. However, with the exception of a few, this list is going to be in no particular order.
Okay.
So I think that's fine
fair.
because it's really, I feel like once you get past like the top 3, it's just kind of like it all kind of like blends together.
Right. Sure. Okay. So I guess this is no particular order.
Okay.
But let's start. Let's. Do you want to go tit for tat?
Let's go tit for tat.
Let's go tit for tat.
Yeah.
What is one that is on your list? Top 10 favorite movies.
I will give my number 1.
Okay.
This is my true number 1, which I believe I stated the other week, which is Big Trouble in Little China.
That's such a you movie.
I know, dude. It's so me. Okay, like just to let you know, all of these movies are very me.
Well, yes.
You're gonna be like this makes so much sense.
And for the viewers and listeners at home, these don't have to be good movies.
Oh yeah, like okay.
No, these are just our top favorites.
So before we get any deeper, what is your criteria for we'll call it not a good movie, but a favorite movie?
I think the number 1 criteria is I have to be able to watch it multiple times, never get sick of it, and it has to have impacted me in some way.
Okay.
I think that's it.
I think
Really?
that's in line with where I'm at too. Rewatchability is a huge one.
Yes.
I've watched a lot of great movies
Mm-hmm.
that I don't need to watch again.
Right.
I really like the movie The Wrestler. I can't watch that movie more than once every couple of years.
It's real depressing.
It's real depressing. So there are a lot of movies like that.
Mhm.
What the fuck else? Yeah, like so I'm not a well. This movie's better, so it's got to be on my list. Like because Christy and I were actually talking about it earlier. She was like, because I was having some trouble, which we'll get into in a little bit, at, like putting this
Okay.
list together. And I was like, what do you think some of my favorite movies are? And she was like, Infinity War. And I was like, nah. She's like, Endgame. And I was like, nah. And I was like, if I'm going to go with something Marvel, like I would hit like the first Avengers, like Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy, or like Winter Soldier before all of those. And she was kind of like, what?
Right.
And I was like, because like my criteria is like, it's more about like, just because it's a better movie doesn't mean it's my favorite. Like, because I can recognize a movie. Like, believe me, there are a lot of movies that are better than Big Trouble in Little China. I'm well aware of that.
I mean,
I've watched a lot of them. Oh, your list. Fuck off.
My list, yeah.
But like for me, Big Trouble in Little China, number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is number one. I'm going to say a movie that is not my again, no particular order. That I did not say last week.
Okay.
I'm starting off with in my top 10 of movies, Clue.
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 Okay.
Clue is a fantastic fucking movie.
It is.
It has so much rewatchability.
Okay.
And so many terrific one-liners that you can just throw off. And
yeah.
The fucking cast is unbelievable.
The cast is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a movie where you look at the cast and you're like, they're not necessarily big names, but everybody is a heavy hitter.
Absolutely.
And that's a movie I have not watched in a minute.
You got to go back and watch it.
Okay.
Dude, it is so fucking funny.
Okay.
It is so fucking funny.
Okay.
And whenever it's on TV, I'm stopping.
Okay.
I'm stopping watching Clue.
All right. So and that's not like listed as your favorite. That's just top 10.
It's in top 10.
Okay.
It's top 10.
All right. So for me, I'll call this my actual number 2.
Okay.
And that'll be Clerks.
Okay. All right. Clerks is solid.
Because Clerks for me was a game changer in terms of like pop culture. Because like I had already seen Dogma, I had already seen Mallrats, but like they were just kind of there. And then like I remember watching those on VHS, which is fucking like weird to say.
Right.
And always seeing the commercials for Clerks. I rented it, and I was like 12 years old, maybe. Yeah, like I was not like I was still, I may have been like 6th grade, like going into 7th. Watch that movie, and it just like changed. It like there was a clear shift in interests after that. It was a connection to a broader universe for me, and it was one of those things that like really helped me kind of like swim through like my interests and like actually like identify like what I like and what I don't like.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big impact.
I know.
Yeah. I watched that movie the first time with my grandma in the room.
Okay.
So that was my experience with that movie.
Nice.
So next on my list, no particular order, I'm gonna go with one that I did say before. This is top 3. Again, I can't decide. Top 3 for sure. Back to the Future,
which I feel like is.
I've seen the car in person.
Yeah.
made movies about it. I've seen it. I had a Pepsi Perfect when they came out. I had to sell it because I'm poor. But like, I fucking love that movie. I could watch that movie at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Watching all three back to back is tough. It's the same plot in all three movies.
We've
like,
done that,
beat for beat.
and that was eye opening for me.
It was for me too. I was just like, Jesus, it's the same fucking thing. It is literally the same thing.
Watching the Back to the Future trilogy back to back to back was a lot like watching. Well, okay, I had a similar reaction when we watched all of Star Wars when we did the first Star Wars marathon. Because after the first Star Wars marathon, I was like, wait, do I like these? Watching Back to the Future, I was like, huh. I always thought these were better. But I will say, the first movie, without a shadow of a doubt, cannot be touched. It's
a fucking home
that
run.
is, and like that movie too, is one of those films that is just like encapsulated in time. Like it is so familiar. It just hits on so many levels, and it's so prolific throughout like just cinema and pop culture and nerd culture and all that stuff. It's just one of those things that's like always there.
So far, I've got two movies, both Christopher Lloyd.
Both. That's a trend.
He is like next. At some point we'll have to do actors because he's on my list.
Oh, we can do actors. Oh, I can go deep on actors. Ugh, that was
okay.
Weird. That was really weird. Anyways, okay. Number 3.
I gotta mark these off so I don't forget what I've said already.
Yeah. Number 3, which is my true number 3.
True number 3.
Evil Dead 2.
Never seen it.
Oh man.
I don't think I've seen any of the Evil Deads, to be honest.
They're so bad.
I mean, that's what I hear.
It's but it's so good. Like okay. First movie, legit horror film, super low budget. But like they're like you watch it and you're just like, Jesus Christ, like they fucking did this with like construction paper and a can of corn. But it is still terrifying at times. Because like they really did a great job. Like as much as I hated those fucking Spider-Man movies, Sam Raimi is a magician. He's an absolute magician. And the fact nobody should have been able to pull this off. There is no friggin' reason why this movie should have lasted as long as it did, made Bruce Campbell as much money as it did, made Sam like they just released a fucking video game that sold like gangbusters.
Oh,
like what are we like 40, almost 50 years later?
Look at that,
and it's doing phenomenal still. But the
classic, I guess.
But the second movie has so many great moments, and it's truly so. There's a thing throughout a lot of the movies I really like, where it is the what the fuck is the term? I had it in just the Bergman. If the room is not on your list, the room is not okay. The room's not on my list. There's a lot of movies that I really enjoy that kind of all share a same like theme, where it's the hero that begrudgingly accepts his call of duty.
Okay,
you know, the guy,
like a Harrison Ford in real life,
kind of like a Harrison Ford, you know, but like the guy who doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to be there, he just wants to go home, but he's there. That's and he knows he has to do it, and he just accepts his mission. There's a lot of that in Evil Dead. The fucking one-liners are phenomenal, and it is just peak classic Bruce Campbell. Like, the man is acting his ass off, and it's a phenomenal flick. It's funnier than hell, and it's got some spooky moments. And there's a zombie grandmother that hulks up at one point. It's fantastic.
Oh, Okay. Bergman is offended and disappointed in you.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
He came back for a show and you disappointed him immediately. Anyway,
The Room should be
so
on nobody's top 10.
So that's your official top 3?
That's my official top 3.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with another one that's in my top 3, which is The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Top 3. We talked a little bit about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the fucking greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
It is a gem every time.
And I'll we can keep this going a little bit because I'm now in my no particular order.
Right.
The next movie would have been The Big Lebowski for me.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this movie is a near perfect movie.
It's so close.
I think it's, it's up for debate. I think the first time I ever saw this movie, I was just confused.
Yes.
I was really confused because I don't know if I really understood what I was watching.
Mm-mm.
And I don't really understood. I don't think I understood how they were able to pull it off. Like how they were able to make so much nonsense make sense.
Right.
And like
it's a true mystery.
It's a true it's a true mystery. It's a great mystery. It's a true
mystery. Yeah.
Phenomenal cast.
So good.
Everybody plays their part perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the smallest details in that movie, from like the little things in the background to like the stuff they wear to the music throughout the entire film, like how all the music is in the scene. There is no music that is like for the audience. All the music is for the people in the scene.
Yes.
And just like the back and forths. Like
and the constant misunderstanding.
Yes.
Is what makes the movie so genius.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you like everybody lives in their own world. Like they really do.
The moments where Jeff Bridges is like complaining to John Goodman and Goodman is just trying to blow him off, and then Goodman like immediately shifts into having a conversation with somebody else while Bridges is still talking to him, having a full conversation with him, and then he finishes that conversation over there, comes right back into the conversation. It's fucking nuts.
It's unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's why it's top 3 for me.
Okay.
So you already hit that one again on your list. So back to my list. This one's not probably on many people's top 10 lists.
Okay.
It is on mine. Brewster's Millions.
Whoa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It is so fucking funny.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that movie in over 15 years. It's been, I think the last time I watched that was on Time Warner Cable.
Okay.
Back in the day. Yeah.
The fucking John Candy in that fucking movie is so funny.
Well, John Candy's funny in any movie he's in.
I mean, very true. Very true. And just the fucking premise of you have to be that fucking asshole that pisses away $3 million in order to get $300 million and make everybody fucking hate you is such a fucking concept that blows my mind, and it's done so well, and just kind of the creative thinking of, how would you spend that fucking money? Like, and then we're going to fucking play the Yankees. Of course we are.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, I fucking love that movie. It holds up. And, some of it holds up. and every fucking election year, I vote for none of the above.
Yeah.
And it's because of that movie. So there you go.
All right. Solid choice. All right, so the next one on my list, again, no particular order, Die Hard.
Oh, fuck you in this goddamn Die Hard movie.
It is the quintessential action movie, sir. It is the blueprint of every action movie that came out in the 90s. And some in the 2000s.
It's okay.
It's phenomenal. It still holds up. It is.
I just remember those machine guns were so loud.
They were very loud. They were very loud.
I'm like, this is too loud.
We're,
There's
like,
a 5-minute scene of a gunfight where there's just guns and glass shattering, and I'm like, this is loud.
Didn't you also like watch it on like television? So there were like commercial breaks.
No. We
was
did
like the actual.
No, we did like the YouTube rental.
Oh, the YouTube. Okay. Yeah, that. So the sound mixing in that movie is weird. It is. It's a very loud and bang bang kind of movie. But I mean, it is. Listen, again, first time I watched it, I never knew movies could be like that. And I was like, this is it. This is me. This is where I belong.
It is where you belong, and I'm happy for you. And where I belong is the next movie on my list, which is the original Star Wars.
Star Wars: A New Hope.
A New Hope, if you will.
The
it is
special
the best
edition
of all the Star
release.
Wars movies. No, because they put the fucking scene with Jabba the Hutt in there, and it's like, you don't need that. Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Not even the one where Han steps on his tail?
Yeah, because it was a human originally. And then they're like, we could CG this shit. But then you're like, God damn, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Best dialogue out of any Star Wars movie ever written is the original, because that's what they had to rely on, was the dialogue to get through the movie.
Yep.
Of course, they had some special effects, but after they got the money, that's what they focused on. And then you know, the writing's still good, but it's not as good as the first. Changed everything for me.
Oh.
So gave me a new hope. Imagination.
You got a medal.
Fuck. But yeah, it should be on everybody's top 10.
I mean, I don't know about everybody's, but you know, it's an understandable pick. I feel for some people, but you know, if somebody didn't pick it, I'd be like, yeah, I understand that too. So next
You didn't pick it, did you?
No, I didn't pick it. Next on my list, I'm gonna go with a little movie called Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
I've never seen it.
I knew you were going to say that. Not many people have. This was the second movie of Guy Ritchie's that I ever watched. The first one was Snatch. Snatch would and still could potentially be on this list. But I watched Snatch in the early 2000s. I was like, this movie's great. And then I did some research, and I was like, oh, this director, he's got a whole bunch of movies like this. One of them
fucks Madonna,
and he was banging Madonna. Good for him. And
gave her a British accent. That was weird.
Is that what happens when you sleep with a British person? You get you catch their accent.
I mean, I wouldn't know. So,
Christie's first Star Wars movie was Return of the Jedi. I honestly think that may have
you
been
watched the first.
That like. To be honest, though, I think that may have been my first one, too.
So everything's a prequel. Fuck.
I mean, nothing makes sense. But anyways, but yeah, so like I did some research. Real. I found out this guy had some other movies out. The whole British gangster crime movie thing, weirdly my thing. Like I'm all about it.
Okay.
Like give me
like
a
the
good
Kingsman.
Funny you mentioned Kingsman, because Kingsman was directed by Mike Vaughn or Matt. Yeah, Matt or Mike Vaughn. I forget which one.
Damn it, Perry!
But he was the producer for Guy Ritchie.
There you have it.
And he's also directed some other pretty sick movies. But yeah, like that whole genre of like British gangster, like early 2000s, like that's totally my bag. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels was just, the vibe and the tone was like a little bit more for me. Like the reason why I went with that over Snatch was because like I remember watching that way more than I watched Snatch. So I was like, yeah, and I think I like the story in that one a little bit more.
Okay.
Blakely doesn't like British movies.
It's true.
Well,
she doesn't get British comedy at all.
British comedy is a completely different thing.
So, next on my list, which again is probably not on many's, we are going with some Wesley Snipes and some Woody Harrelson.
Oh.
With some White Men Can't Jump.
You know, I was wondering if you're going to put this on there.
It is on the list.
That's such a great movie. The theatrical release, not the extended cut.
No, don't do the other one.
We made a
movie.
mistake. I was like, oh, an extra 5 minutes. Oh, it's not a good extra 5 minutes. It's a different movie.
It was cut. It changes the movie completely.
Completely changes the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not as fun of a time.
No.
But okay, yeah. I feel like that's a really underrated movie too.
It's for the one-liners.
It is.
Like, the one-liners are out of this world.
Like, also, everybody's an asshole.
Fucking nobody is good.
Nobody's good.
Nobody is good.
They're constantly stabbing each other in the back, but you know what? In the end, they remain friends.
They remain friends.
Probably because they have more grifts to run. But
I mean, yeah, the end is not good for
nothing.
Any of them.
Really, nothing gets resolved.
No, well, except for Gloria.
Gloria makes out great. Yeah, she makes out great.
Yep.
Yeah, she gets the vistas and the views. We still haven't watched Money Train though.
Oh, we still gotta watch Money Train.
The spiritual sequel to White Men Can't Jump is Money Train, which is a completely different movie.
Okay.
Completely different, but that was a movie. Money Train was a movie I remember watching a lot as a kid. And it's one of those movies that a child probably shouldn't watch a lot. Digital cable really it was either
weird.
It was either really good or really bad for me. I should let a professional decide that, because we had access to like HBO, Cinemax, and then there was that whole like East Coast, West Coast feed.
Sure.
And then you would get HBO 2, HBO Max or whatever, which is actually what it's called now. So, you could watch Money Train at 3, and then at 5:30 watch Money Train again.
Right.
And then there'd be like some other rated R movie that you probably shouldn't be watching on HBO 2 starting shortly thereafter.
Probably White Man Can't Jump.
Probably, maybe. No, because I would have watched that a bunch as a kid if it was on there.
Right.
But that's how I spent a lot of time, was just watching the same movie over and over again.
Well, you can't put a cat in the oven and call it a biscuit.
No, you can't. You cannot. But you can't go to Sizzler. All right. Oh, wait, Christy. Shit. Is Can't Hardly Wait technically one of my favorite movies? I don't know. Is it? You tell me.
Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait.
Is that the one with Melissa Joan Hart?
She's in it.
Is she really in it?
She's really in it. Yeah, she's trying to get her yearbook signed. We watched this before we moved to Texas.
Oh.
With you guys.
Did you?
We were at...
Did we watch that movie?
We went to your house.
And we watched a lot of movies.
We watched this movie at your house the night before we went to Texas.
Okay, that sounds familiar. We watched movies.
What's
the plot of this one?
It's the house party where everybody's graduating and the guy is in love with Jennifer Love Hewitt and wants to give her a letter, and you basically, and like Seth Green's in it, and he has sex in the bathroom with that girl because they get locked in there. Yes.
Okay. Yes, I've seen that movie.
Yep. And there's the band and the guy, and like the band fights and the guy plays Paradise City.
That's right.
Yeah.
Christy, don't be ashamed of that.
That also taps into a genre that I'm a huge fan of for some reason, which is like late 90s, early 2000s, like high school, early college type movies.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, that was a genre for a hot minute.
Like I'm all about that stuff. But another movie that I'm all about.
Yep.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
You said this last week, or not last week, but last time we were there, and I was just like, what the fuck?
This movie literally has it all for me. The rewatchability.
Okay.
It's got a great cast. It's got an amazing soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It is probably one of the best video game movies, one of the best comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I watch that, I'm in my happy place.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I seen it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the theaters, and I was like, that was good.
You gotta open up your mind, man. Watch it again.
I mean, a movie. Oh, I guess I might have to.
Give it another shot.
I might have to.
Just give it another shot and just be open to it. Just be open to the idea of like, be open to the idea of it being a little different, a little unique. It's great. It's a great time. Great time.
All right, so I'm going to start knocking off some of the ones that I said before, just so that we can kind of get some fresh material.
Okay.
Next up is going to be Disney's Robin Hood. And that is my favorite movie from my childhood. I force my children to watch it to this day. They're all singing along with the chicken. Like everybody's having a good time. Oodalali.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It is fucking phenomenal. And Disney is ashamed of it. And they don't put out anything about it because they want to bury it. But it is...
Why do they want to bury it?
It is... Because it was at a period like the 70s for Disney wasn't a great time.
No.
All right, they were losing their ass. So like they had to kind of reuse some shit. And so like if you go through your history, like some of the scenes in Robin Hood, if you can match them up frame by frame with
right, they reused
White
a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the bastard child of Disney, but I fucking love it. It's amazing. It's got a great fucking soundtrack too. And just it fucking melts my heart every time.
Oh, that's very nice. Well, a movie that melts my heart every time is The Road Warrior, also known as Mad Max 2.
My dad tried to get me to watch those movies once.
Yeah?
And he put it on, and I'm like, I don't care.
Why? What is...
I don't...
What
don't get it.
What does a movie need to have for you to be
entertainment?
That hurts, man. But like, what does a movie need to have for you to be like, yes, this is it. This is one that I will enjoy.
I don't know. That's hard to say. Like, I think looking at my list here, the majority of these are comedies. For me,
okay.
Like and the majority of yours seem to be action films.
More action based. Like weirdly enough, like because like I'm a big comedy fan, but I don't know. I feel like those don't always fall into like my top 10. It's just I don't know. I you know what? I'm a fan of movies that like have comedy elements to them. Like okay. So like The Big Lebowski, I guess you could consider a comedy. But
yes, very easily.
But it's not like a comedy in the sense of like Old School was a comedy or Anchorman was a comedy or like,
sure. Has substance to it.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World isn't really a comedy. But there's a lot of moments that are funny. There's a lot of moments that make me laugh. Like I'm kind of more into that subtle comedy throughout movies. Like The Evil Dead 2 is not a comedy per se, but it's funnier than hell. Because like it's just like it kind of depends on the way you watch it. So like yeah,
okay,
yeah. I don't know if any of that made sense.
Sure.
Okay. But that's what you look for more is just comedy, things that are.
I think so. It has to have comedy. It has to make me laugh. It has to have good one-liners. It's got to have something where like I integrate it into like my everyday life.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay. I'm surprised you.
Who's up?
I'm not surprised you weren't really big on Scott Pilgrim then.
Again, I watched it once, so like
You know
maybe I really like it.
Give
I
it
don't
another
know.
shot. If you don't like it, that's fine. We'll just agree to disagree, and you'll be wrong.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, Road Warrior.
Oh, that's right. You picked the fucking Road Warrior.
Fun movie, great action. Again, one of those movies where they shouldn't have been able to pull off what they were able to pull off at the time.
Mm.
Phenomenal.
I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on.
They were just trying to get gas, man. It's like what the next year was going to be like. There's just going to be a bunch of fucking.
It was like the 70s?
Well, like, yeah, I mean, it was made, 70s, 80s,
All right, that makes sense.
dystopian
Gas
future.
prices.
I'm a big dystopian future kind of guy, big into Fallout.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
So,
okay.
so it hits a lot of themes for me that I'm really a big fan of. It's got the dystopia, the gnarly outfits. There's
Sure.
there's assless chaps, like the kid with the mullet.
Thing?
Mel Gibson before you knew. The crazy car chase scene at the end. It's fantastic.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
Ringing endorsement from Kevin Graham.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with another one that we talked about last week, which was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Solid.
Makes my top 10, top 5 even.
Okay.
Solid film. It was the first look into like what it would actually be like to live in a world where cartoons existed. Again, fucking Christopher Lloyd coming in strong as Judge Doom. So you got to give it up for Mr. Christopher Lloyd, one of the greatest actors of all time. And just the idea of selling a movie with cartoons and aiming it at kids where the main character is a degenerate drunk detective that has to go to the seedy underbelly of society to solve a fucking murder mystery is mind-blowing.
It's fantastic.
It is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Solid choice, one that we watched a lot as children too. Okay. Now, here's where things get awkward. So we were talking a little bit before the show, and I had made mention that, as I was putting this list together, started having some thoughts, started having some feelings. And one of the things I was thinking of as I was going through my list, I said, well, okay, like what have I, because, I've run this list through my head many times in the past.
Sure.
And there's a lot of movies that were on the list where I started to think, like, is that actually still one of my favorite movies?
Still. Ooh, interesting. You get older, your taste change
get older,
a little bit.
Your taste change, your
Mature
ideas and opinions change. You start thinking other ways. You start feeling different things. You start growing hair in new places. And I had to really think about it. And I don't know that I have a complete list.
Really?
I think, okay, so all the movies I've listed so far, those 8, I'm sticking with as top 8 movies within the top 10, obviously. However, and I'm just going to rattle these off. Because these are all movies that in the past I would have had on my top 10.
But are not.
But now I'm not sure where they fall.
Oh. Okay.
And it's because, I've grown older. Some of them I have not seen in a while.
Okay.
And I don't really know how they stack up. And I don't really know how I feel about them anymore. One of them, one of them on this list is actually probably still in my top 10. But we'll just, I put it on here just as like a maybe.
Okay.
That movie, by the way, I'll just get out of the way, is Pain and Gain. If you have not seen Pain and Gain, you need to watch Pain and Gain. It's
I've not seen Pain
fucking
and Gain.
fantastic. It is Marky Mark and The Rock acting. I would say acting their asses off, which is a level I'm sure you can all figure out on your own. It is a ridiculous movie that is just... I don't know why I love this movie so much. I don't know why.
That's based on a true story too, right?
It is based on a true story. Christy watched it with me one night, and she was like, I understand why you like this movie so much. much like Peacemaker, how everybody was like, yo, I watched the show Peacemaker, and I immediately thought of you. If you've never seen Pain and Gain, and you go and you watch Pain and Gain, I almost guarantee you your first thought will be, I bet Kevin would really like this movie.
Okay.
And fun fact, I fucking love that movie.
How about that?
How about that? You know, for now, we're going to put that at number 9.
Oh, okay. It's in there.
Okay.
It's
So go ahead.
Save the rest of your list.
Yeah, I was going to save the rest of my list for the last. Yeah.
So next on my list, coming to the end here, we're going with another movie. Probably the reason we did this list, High Fidelity. On the top.
Fidelity.
High Fidelity. I fucking love that movie.
Fidelity?
I love John Cusack.
Okay.
I love fucking Jack Black.
Jack Black's great.
Isn't that? Fucking everybody else is in that movie is great.
What is it about that movie beyond those elements you just said that like really drew you in?
The whole music for one.
Okay, yeah, because music plays a big part of it.
The music in it is fantastic. The idea of like the guy who owns a record store and his buddies basically came in and then he had to pay them as employees because they wouldn't fucking go away.
Yeah,
it's such a genius concept,
right?
And just kind of like this guy that John Cusack plays, who's such a fucking asshole.
He is he's so annoying,
fucking asshole. But he doesn't know that he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
and throughout the entire movie, he is just realizing that he is a fucking asshole. And at the end, he's like, I should stop being a fucking asshole. And then he gets his life together. God.
You're gonna love Scott Pilgrim.
I don't know. But just, again, tremendous one-liners in the movie. The whole concept of doing your entire life as a top 5 fucking countdown list, kind of like the OCD of it all.
Sure.
Appeals to me too.
How did he organize his records in that? He organized them autobiographically.
What
a piece of shit.
I know.
Like, if I asked somebody that question and they responded that way, like earnestly, I would walk out of their home.
Yes.
I would take whatever I brought. I would take the wine and cheese and I would go home.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Phenomenal movie.
All right. So going through my alternatives. These are the ones that were at one point in life were on my list, but I'm not sure where they fall right now.
Okay.
So on the list, we have Ghostbusters. We have Blade Runner. We have Batman, the movie.
Oh, okay.
With Adam West.
All right.
We have Snatch, which, mentioned previously. Scarface was on this list.
Really?
I watched a lot of Scarface as a kid.
Really?
Like, when the 20-year anniversary came out, I got that movie on DVD, and the amount of times I stayed up until 2 a.m. over that summer watching that movie was unheard of. There were times where my dad would have still been working at the bar, so he would come home at like 3-4 in the morning, and I would just be up on the couch watching Scarface, and he'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like,
"Not concerning."
I'm like, I'm just kind of hanging out. So Scarface, Fight Club.
Fight Club was close for me too. Fight Club was close.
Fight Club was that was on my list for a very long time. Very long time. The Boondock Saints.
Very good movie. Very good movie.
That, yep. And then the last one I'll call out here, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Very good movie as well. Our man Johnny just got his money. He just got his money.
Yeah,
so good for him.
He got paid, and apparently Amber got paid.
Which is weird because that's not how that works.
Well,
it's kind of like you take she's getting 2, he's getting 12. You subtract.
Well, I mean, like once again, women not getting paid as much as their male counterpart. Like, what the hell?
There you go. Look at that. It's a problem.
But yeah, like those were all populated in the top 10 at one point in life. I don't really know where they fall now. I don't really know if there's any other movies that I would put in at this time. Because I'm like, yeah, I could put in like a Marvel movie, but it's like, I don't know. Like when I think of favorite, like I got to think of something that like really hits in a certain way. And like, I love all those movies, but I'm like, they don't like, I don't know yet. So my number 10 is a toss up.
That's such a fucking Kevin Graham way to end that list. Like there's no better way for you to end.
I mean, if we want to give a definitive one, if we want to give a definitive one, I don't know. I'll fucking go with Fear and Loathing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's lackluster of a finale. But for my last movie for the top 10 list, you best be out of your goddamn mind if you don't think that Michael Keaton ain't making this list. You got to be out of your fucking mind if you don't think that I'm not putting Michael Keaton in my goddamn top 10. So last movie on my list, of course, is Johnny Dangerously.
Good for you.
Because
good for you.
Fuck if that's not
good
an
for
amazing
you.
Goddamn movie.
Good for you.
To this day, when anybody says I did that once. Every time.
Yeah.
Without fail. Goddamn Danny DeVito's in that movie. Fuck, it is a goddamn classic movie.
Nice. But yeah.
There you have it, folks.
There you have it. Wow. That was fun. That was different.
That was different. We don't usually do that on the show.
No, we don't. Maybe we'll do that more often too with other things in media and stuff out there.
Sure.
We'll do a list of games and bands and actors at some point too.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments below what you want us to do a list about.
Yeah. And let us know what your top 10 favorite movies are. We'll
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we'll like them and say, yeah, good job, or like maybe. Go watch all my movies and you'll be like, yeah, like it makes sense.
I'll understand you better.
Yeah,
I feel like those lists make you understand us better.
Yeah, they really do. Like you really understand the person a little bit more.
It's very true.
Yeah,
you'll learn something.
Peek behind the curtain. Looking under the hood, checking the oil, that sort of thing.
I guess.
So, folks, listen, we do this show each and every Wednesday night right here on youtube.com/BrainWreckTV. We also have got Don't Be an Asshole airing every single Thursday night, 10/9 Central, right here on Brainwreck TV. That is the show where we like to read Am I the Asshole stories from Reddit, and then we judge them on air and try to crown ourselves a new royal asshole each and every single week. The stories have been insane as of late. Listen. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like, leave a comment below, ring that notification bell if you can. We have so much content coming out. It's going to be insane.
Oh, by the way, and at the Memorial Day party, me and Blake K were dropping some Am I the Asshole stories on our friends there.
Shit. It's great.
And they were like,
it's great.
It's great for parties.
Great for parties.
It's great conversation
great
starter.
Conversation.
Makes everybody look good.
Oh, and I should plug a thing that I'm going to be on too.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to be on a thing. You can catch me next week on another episode of The A Show over at KCCC Radio. I think that was one too many C's. And I totally said it wrong. The A Show on CKCC Radio.
Well done.
I had so much fun doing this episode. I don't know if I crossed any lines, but
shit.
I may have written and produced either the dumbest or the greatest thing that I've ever produced for this show.
Okay.
So comes out next week. I'll link
Got
it in
me
Twitter.
intrigued.
Follow us at Brainwreck TV. We've got lower thirds. Here they are. That's us on Twitter. I feel like we should plug things. We never plug anything. We do other
No,
stuff.
we don't ever play anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
This has been your show.
Peace.